We've simplified the portfolio, as you know. We've shut a number of assets or disposed of assets that have been either loss-making in the shape of the likes of Koniambo. We've sold off some other assets which are subscale, not fit for purpose. So we've shut or disposed of more than 20 assets, leaving us with a portfolio of terrific, long life, low cost assets in good geographies around the world, well diversified, giving us that long life, low cost base to be able to project into the future, delivering the commodities at low cost to our customers. At the same time, we've also enhanced our portfolio of organic projects, just in terms of our resource base and probably what our two key commodities are where we have. Obviously, we've added out EVR. That's approximately 800 million tons of additional marketable reserves. Of course, the resource base is much bigger. So that's we keep going back to a great acquisition. We're very happy with that acquisition, very happy with that asset. So that's a real growth asset for us in our business. And in terms of our copper business, we've done a lot of work understanding the organic profile and resource base that we have. We have close to 20 billion tons of measured, indicated, and inferred resource. That's a growth of more than 6 billion tons since a previous report in 2022. And that's going to set us up for the future when and the way these projects get developed. The other part of our business that we've been very busy on and we've done very successfully for many, many years is the M&A side of our business. So just touching on a little bit that we've done over the last few years. EVR, the headline acquisition during 2024, $7 billion for a tier one best-in-class asset, very cash generative, long life, low cost. That was a fantastic asset that we've bought. We've also bought other coal assets. As you know, we bought Cerrejón about three and a half years ago. But the other thing that we also bought during that period is a lot of our minority joint venture partners around the world, or more particularly in Australia, wanted to get out of steam coal at the time. At the time, coal was a four-letter word. It seems in today's world, coal is no longer a four-letter word. But at that time, many of our joint venture partners wanted to get out of coal. We were able to buy those coal assets from them. We landed up buying another, if you combine that with Cerrejón, over 20 million tons of annual coal production at a price less than $300 million. Very cash generative. These were acquisitions in our existing mines where we understood them, we know them, we operate them. They're best-in-class assets in Australia. So a very successful M&A track record in coal, energy coal, a little bit in energy coal, and predominantly in steelmaking coal. So those have been two very, very good acquisitions for Glencore over the last three and a half years, and very excited for those businesses going forward. On the alumina side and aluminium side, we're now 33% owners of Alunorte. It's, I think, the biggest and lowest cost alumina refinery outside of China. Tier one asset, really, really well managed, well run. You know where alumina prices have gone over the last few years, or the last few months, let's call it, and even spot prices today, paying back significant cash to us as shareholders and to our joint venture partners, Hydro. Very happy with that asset. A lot of work being done on both sides to bring costs down, converted to gas-fired from previously being oil-fired, meaning we've lowered the cost of production. A cash-generative business, tier one asset, very, very happy with that. And associated with that, 45% in MRN, the bauxite mine nearby, long life asset, very good feed quality into Alunorte. We also did some big M&A on our agri side. As you know, we did the transaction with Bunge. We sold Viterra, $1 billion of cash. That's coming back. We should close in the next few months. And in fact, we're already paying that cash out to shareholders, that $1 billion. And then we'll own 16%, give or take, of an enlarged and amazing agricultural company in Bunge. There's an ability to monetize at the right time, in the right way, at the right value, some of that shareholding, and bring it back to you as shareholders. So that's a great piece of M&A. On the copper side, also done some good work with our colleagues at Teck. We've merged our assets and their assets into a new project called Polymet in Minnesota, in the US. Under new administration rules, we're hoping to be able to advance that project into critical minerals, nickel, copper, and the likes. It's a brownfield project. It's low capital intensity, and we're hoping to see that progress. Very happy with that asset. And the other one where, as you know, we picked up the remaining stake in Mara. We were a minority shareholder in Mara. It's a leading brownfield copper project. We picked up 100% of that asset. It's effectively the extension of old Alumbrera, a very, very exciting asset. We're progressing ahead with the studies, and we'll be looking to bring that to the market at the opportune and at the right time. And I guess the one piece of M&A that people don't touch on, but we've done very well, and we continue to do, and we will continue to do, is we're buying back our own stock. We've bought, in the last 3.5 years, nearly 10% of Glencore back, over 1.2 billion shares of Glencore back. And that, in my view, has been our biggest and our best form of M&A. There's zero takeover premium, zero due diligence needed. We know our own assets better than anybody else. We're buying it cheap in the market. Everybody talks about a re-rate. The re-rate is coming, and we're doing many things around a re-rate, whether it's the right stock exchange, whether it's advancing our portfolio of projects, whatever it may be. But the best thing about buying back our own stock is we are front-running that re-rate. So the more buybacks we do, the better. Today we announced $1 billion. We're a cash-generative business. By the 6th of August, this buyback will be done. There may be a new buyback coming in August. Again, if our stock continues to trade where it trades, we will continue to buy back, because this is terrific M&A. This is taking our company private by stealth. Very happy to do that. We're not out there paying 30-40% premiums for other listed companies. We're quite happy to buy back our own company at a discount while it trades at a discount, and we'll continue to do that. So we've bought back approximately 10% of our own stock, and we'll continue to buy back. Coroccohuayco is an extension and expansion of Antapaccay. Antapaccay is a terrific mine, produces approximately 150,000-200,000 tons of copper a year. And Coroccohuayco is a brand new mine. But when I say brand new mine, it's only approximately 7 kilometers from Antapaccay. This is 300,000 tons of copper equivalent production. 300,000 tons that we can bring on. And all we need to do is build a conveyor belt. That's what it is. It's a conveyor belt, some plant upgrades, and bits and pieces. It's very low capital intensity. It's a terrific operation, existing operation, brownfield, and supplements our existing Antapaccay business. We've been doing a lot of work on that project over the last few years. And as I say, this is not something that we want to rush to market, given $9,500 copper, but it's something that probably of all our projects could be brought to the market the quickest if we do see market reactions to what we all forecast to be a copper deficit going forward. So a terrific project, probably I would say the lowest capital intensity of all our projects and the quickest to market. 300,000 tons in a very good mining geography. Peru, of course, has been, everybody talks sometimes about some challenges in Peru, but Peru has been very stable in terms of a mining geography, and we operate Antamina there very successfully. We've operated Antapaccay very successfully, and Coroccohuayco will be a fantastic brownfield expansion for our business, bringing 300,000 tons out of the Coroccohuayco, business. Now into Argentina. We've got two terrific projects there. Mara, we've discussed it at this forum before. It's effectively an extension of the old Alumbrera. The plant is in unbelievable shape. It continues to operate. They continue to move the mills and turn the mills and do everything they need to do to be able to turn that plant on when it's ready to go. We have camp facilities. We have all the facilities, transport facilities. The chain is in place. So this is a business that once we decide to green light this project, we'll also quite quickly to market, not as quickly to market as Coroccohuayco, but it is a project that can come to market in a very quick period of time. It's a complete brownfield, low capital intensity. It's approximately 17 kilometers, a little bit further away than Coroccohuayco is from Antapaccay, but approximately 17 kilometers from the old Alumbrera plant. So a very, very good asset. This is about 200,000 tons of copper equivalents per year. It's a 20-year plus operation, very low capital intensity. We will be putting our application in for the RIGI probably in the next 2 or 3 months. We want to make sure that that's done properly. We're working very closely with the Argentinian administration, and that RIGI application goes in, and we will then develop that project, continue to understand the project, and bring it to the market when the market is ready. And then the other and the last project to talk about is El Pachon. So El Pachon is a greenfield project, and I know everybody's sitting there going, Glencore, you're never going to develop a greenfield project, da, 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 da. We've all heard that. And yes, greenfield projects do make us nervous. Now, I know I sound like our previous CEO, but he was right. Everybody should be nervous of greenfield projects. They are not easy to deliver. So what are we doing on El Pachon? Well, firstly, we've now drilled out the resource base further, and we're actually going to stop drilling, because the more we drill, the more we find. It's an unbelievable resource base. Some of those resources that we spoke about in a previous slide, well, a lot of those are in El Pachon. It's a fantastic, unbelievable deposit. In our view, once this is developed, and it will be developed, this will be one of the top 10 copper mines in the world. No question. Well over 300,000 tons, probably even more, of annual production for decades to come. A very, very good operation. Not much around in the area, which in fact is a positive when you're developing mines. So we don't have too many other social conflicts. Of course, we do everything responsibly, we do things the right way, but in terms of being able to get it through the system and get approvals and start mining, we don't have a lot of social conflicts. In fact, we have the opposite. We have a government in Argentina who is very pro, very helpful. We have a RIGI application for this one as well. This RIGI application will go in probably a month or two after the MARA. And this will go through, and that'll give us the stability and the tax breaks and the benefits that we need to be able to develop this project. But the question is, will Glencore develop the Greenfield project? Well, in a traditional way, where we go and we go tell the market that it's going to take us X years and Y billion dollars, and then we go and build it, and then we have to come back and report that we've blown the budget or we've blown the timetable, we will not do that. We've decided to think a little bit out of the box. We've got a whole bunch of new different ideas where we can massively de-risk this project. Massively de-risk the development of this project. So much so that to the extent that we want, we'd always sequence this towards the back end of our projects because of the greenfield nature of it. But if some of these ideas that we have, which massively mitigate the risk, we were able to maybe bring this thing forward in terms of our sequencing because of the way that we will develop it. Now, a bit early to talk about those ideas now. We're still developing them. And of course, we've got some other projects which are far better and far low capital intensity, like the brownfield ones in Coroccohuayco and MARA. But El Pachon will come to market, and it will come to market in a different way to what other greenfield projects has come to market, and it'll be a fantastic cash generator for Glencore in years to come. And that contributes to our to our growth of our base business of 1 million tons a year. This will contribute to that additional up to 1 million tons of additional copper growth.